Are they gonna pick the trash up today? I can put it out, but if I put the trash out, are they gonna like label this house as like safe from ICE or something? Because like you figure people who are safe from ICE would have some kind of ties or networks to people who would not celebrate Martin Luther King Day. So if they see that your trash is out, then you're like, screw Martin Luther King Day, boldly in everyone's face. Period. Slaves, pick up my trash on your puppets day. Like somebody would drive by and be like, hey, they're one of us. We're gonna mark them safe from ICE. That's just how my brain works. Anyway, Martin Luther King Day today. Happy Martin Luther King Day. Whatever that means. I don't see what happiness you would have about that today. Why are a bunch of people like, Happy Martin Luther King Day and you're not doing anything about it? You're gonna live in the exact opposite conditions of everything that he fought for. And it's like liking a post on social media. You don't really like it. It's kind of like a knee-jerk reaction. It's like when you ask people, how are you doing today? And you're like, oh, I'm fine. How are you today? Oh, yeah, I'm good. And then that's it. You just walk away from each other. But that meant nothing. You can say, hey, I see you. That's it. And then I see you too. And then you can chuckle about it. And then that's more honest than, how are you doing today? Because you don't really care. And then fine is the bullshit answer. Fine is, you lied. You said fine. It's a brush off. It's a put off. So what? Whatever. Yeah, happy Martin Luther King Day. Fine. There you go. There's the intro, blah blah blah, and stuff. Then the title screen for whatever this is going to be. Title.
I found out there were tests that you could take, like legitimate tests that you can take, but they will help give you an idea as to whether or not autism is maybe something you should be assessed for. So, and the tests include, okay, so there's the ASPE quiz. The RADS are CAT-Q, Autism Spectrum Quotient. Quiz. The RADS are CAT-Q, Autism Spectrum Quotient.
Okay, so that then. Wonder what that's about. Rads it's like if the Silver Surfer was a pirate. Rads are. Or like a Wu-Tang name for like an autistic Wu-Tang name. There you go. Yeah, the Rads are. Whatever. CAT-Q, what's that thing? MLK Day, milk it. Milk is chillin'. Giz is chillin'. Online for free, yes. Let's see it. This one says try it. Is that online for free? Because things be like online for free. And then you'll be like, oh, great. I'm going to, learn some stuff and see about, whatever. And then it'll be like, now that you've wasted an hour of your life trying to get help.
Now let's bleed you and milk you because we're pieces of crap.
And we're really tied to the healthcare system, which is not about healthcare. It's about drugs and money. So now give us money stuff and information so we can sell your information for money stuff and give you drugs. Yep. I have whatever issues they are, because no one knows, because you go to the hospital and they're like, you're healthy as a horse. We don't even know why you came in here. You're like, yeah, I was seeing to the other side a few seconds ago. The colors got weird and I was not breathing because of whatever stuff. But it was interesting. I'm still here. Yay. To people who, I don't know, some people who have, like, a lot of things where, like, you almost shut down and could possibly die or whatever. Not that you die, but could possibly just cross over to the other side and not come back. Right? It's frustrating when you don't do it. It's like when you keep coming back here, it's just, you don't like it. I don't know. You just don't like it. You just don't like it. Every time makes you, I don't know. Not that it makes you more and more of a bad person, because there's no such thing as bad people. There's just people who think other people are bad, and they think they're good, which makes them even worse. Yeah. So then there's people, though, and then there's things that get done, and then there's other people's reactions to those things that get done. And the thing that got done was not really about the person. It was about what the person was led to believe about themselves at the point when they did the thing. After that, you can learn something completely different about yourself and be a completely different person. So other people are going to look at that one point, though, which is in the past, and they'll be like, oh, you're a bad person, or oh, you're a good person, and whatever. That's completely inaccurate. You're judging a person's work, not the person. Because you don't know the person, and you won't. Ever.
I have children. Oh, everything I touch gets ruined.
Taking the test, so strongly disagree. Oh, it's one of these. I hate these. 25 statements, 3. I'm not reading all that. It's too many words and the colors look off-putting. This is even annoying. Sure, I see it says start the test. I don't know what we're getting into. Would you like to email us your copy? What? Would you like us to email you a copy of your input and results? Why would you not want that? It's not mandatory. We will not store your data for further use. Sure, continue or press enter. Why would you not want that, though? Like, isn't that the point? Have you been asked to complete the part assessment for psychology? Or he was Client who's been asked to one clinical, whatever. Can't, too many words. No, not one of those, no. Does that mean you're gonna give me the easy questions? How about a like and share? A like and share. You moron. As it's a like and share.
Kill me. Someone in the deep. Kill me.
That deserves a like and share. Put in your emails and all of that junk. When I'm interacting with someone, interacting how? What do you mean interacting? I deliberately copy their body language or facial expressions. I don't know what you mean by interacting. Like at work? What is the setting? You can't generalize that. When I'm under pressure interacting with someone, if I accidentally end up at a Klan rally, yes, I will deliberately copy their body language and facial expressions. If I'm at a regular place, I will not. Why? Because if I'm interacting in a situation where I'm going to be killed, or not even killed, just brutally bludgeoned, you know, where you wish you would die, that's annoying. You know, it's like you're going to go through all the stuff and then not kill me. Like, that's worse. You're smart. At least you're honest because you really want someone to suffer. People who want people to suffer, they're like, we're going to kill you. Like, you just eliminated all the suffering for that person. You idiot. But anyway, I'm interacting with someone. I deliberately copy their body language, facial expressions. No, I do not. No, it depends on what you mean by that, though. Like, if they're smiling, then you smile back, you know. It's you know, I don't know what this means. Accents, though. I know accents kind of, well, southern accents and some other accents, but not like British. I'm not going to be British. Yeah, no, it's not, no. But like southern accents because I am partially southern, or rural habit, rural. Then these are, well, at least they have a plethora. That's nice. Somewhat agree, because if you mention accents, but you're talking about their body language. Body language is not an accent. Body language is silent. Well, an accent is actual verbal language. This, I'm sure, somewhat agree. I monitor my body language and facial expressions so that I appear relaxed. Somewhat. It depends on the conversation and who I'm talking to. We'll go back to the other one and just put agree, sure. But it depends. It depends on what's happening and what, you know, it depends. It depends. Because some people, you never want people to know what you're thinking because people are stupid. And then they'll use stuff against you, so you have to be, like, socially acceptable. I rarely feel the need to put on an act in order to get through a social...
Booty.
What is this star for? What is this? A social act? Through a social... riot? Dysfunctional mob? Cult meeting? Social what?
The evolutionary level above human.
They mean like a social, like a gathering where we have fancy frilly bow ties and dresses and, you know... What the heck? A social... It's not even an actual ending punctuation. There's just a highlighted, what do you call that? Exclamatory or notation, kind of. Here we go. Yes. Well, I agree, because I don't know what you're talking about. So see how I got quiet? Yes, I'm putting on the act for this social. I have developed a script to follow in social situations. No, the script is whoever's talking the loudest be 3 notches below them. Because whoever's the loudest and doing the blah, 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 blah. Obviously, they're the one who's the biggest, most informed person. Or just, yeah, informed person. Because form is what the actual word is. And then informed means you're not formed. You know, like you're informal. Informal. What's this question? Social situation, I feel like I'm performing rather than being myself. I don't know how to answer that. Being yourself is a performance. Everyone's bigger than this crap body that we're stuck in, and then being interacting with this, and then, you know, what? All this is a big hoax, and a lie, and a sham, and it's unfair, and despicable, and disgusting, and just wrong to have to do every day, that you have to do it. But consciousness is just like that. So, yes, it's all a big performing, sure, yes. Yes, all of it is a performance.
Life is good!
In my own social interactions. What do you mean my own social interactions? Like when I have a social asterisk? I use behaviors that I've learned from watching other people interacting. Everyone uses behaviors that they learn from other people. What? What do you think growing up is? When you watch people walk, that's how you learn to walk. You get an idea of it on your own. You're like, you know what? These things underneath of me should be going somewhere. I can't help but kick them about. What do you call these? And they're like, legs, you big head baby. You're like, oh, thank you. I gotta get these legs, you big head babies, off of this, what do you call this thing? Ground. Well, okay. So then you know, try, but then you see people doing it, and you're like, ah, I see you're having lots of success. I'm having very little. I'm going to apply your strategy to this walking stuff. So, yes, everyone in their own social interactions uses behaviors that they've learned from why. That's ridiculous. That's what it's all society is. I always think about the impression I make on other people. No, I don't care. No, I don't. I'm not making an impression on people. We're having a conversation, that's it. If we're working together, then we're working together, that's it. It's not about what kind of impression. What do you, that's stupid. I need the support of other people in order to socialize. What do you mean by the support of other people in order to socialize? Like, I'm gonna pass out, just go limp, and you have to hold me up and, like, move my face with your hand, like, move his jaw. I'm gonna socialize now. Thank you, people, for helping me. I need all your support. Could someone feed me, please? Watch out, here comes the jewel.
You are witnessing a crime! And you're all complicit!
What? Noriega Capone. What? What? I need the support of other people in order, like, I'm going to get a cup of water over here from the punch bowl area. Is that okay with everyone? Then everyone just applauds here, like, cool, water, yep. Whew, was chapped. Throat getting kind of dry. Thank you, folks, for your support in this effort to hydrate myself. What? I don't know what this. They need a I don't know what this means button as well. You need a both button. There you go. Neither agree or disagree, but that's neither. That's a neither button. That's not a both button. You need a both button, and then like the neither button is cool, but then I don't know what this means. If you could redo this test and have I don't know what this means. Like need more info, button. Need more info, because need more info. Space to right at the bottom. What do you mean by support? I don't know what that means, so I'm gonna go there. Actually, you know what? Because I don't really care what other people do in social settings, I really don't. Because I really don't want to be there. I will go with disagree. Because I don't really need the support of other people to socialize. Either I'm going to do it or I'm not. Either I'm going to, and I largely will not care about it. I really don't. Because I'm probably not going to want to be wherever the social setting is anyway. Unless I went there on my own, cognition or whatever. My own solid will, or as conscious as you could be, and as free as you could be will, then I probably halfway care. Halfway, because I'm probably feeling it out because someone else wanted to go there. And I didn't want them to be alone, because why would you ask me to go somewhere if you didn't want to be alone? You're not doing it for me. Because I don't care to be there. I practice my facial expressions and body language to make sure they look natural. What is natural? This is alienating and discriminatory. That's like when you call people normal. Your brain hasn't developed normally, really, because it grew just like your brain did. I just think of different stuff. So maybe we should crack your head open and take a picture of mine, because we got scans of that, so we can see how different they are and which one is unnatural. Oh, looks like you're hemorrhaging. That's unnatural. So now who's unnatural now? Yeah, exactly. So whatever. I practice my facial expressions and body language to make sure they look natural. Well, I don't know what this means. That's stupid. I disagree, because I don't know what you mean by natural. I don't know what you mean by that. Natural how? If you go into a room full of pig-faced people and I didn't practice my body language and facial expressions to look piggish, then I'm not looking natural now, am I? But really, when you make pig faces, are you looking natural? If you're a cop, maybe. Whatever. I don't feel the need to make eye contact with other people if I don't want to. That's regular. If I don't want to, asterisk. If I don't want to be a butthole. These questions and statements are stupid. I don't feel the need to make eye contact with other people if I don't want to, asterisk. If I don't want a period, Yeah, if I want to bleed all over the place out of my butthole, that's what this says, period, asterisk. You better make that eye contact if you're gonna bleed all over. Ooh, you better, you just get your Medusa on and just look them and stone face it up. Be there for eternity. Lot's wife that conversizzy. There you go. I don't feel the need to make eye contact with other people if I don't want to. What? I don't feel the need to make eye contact with other people if I don't want to. If you don't want to, obviously you don't feel the need to. These two cancel each other out. So then what you're left with is to make eye contact with other people and then blank and blank. Obviously you don't want to if you don't feel the need to. Do you see what I'm saying? This is a stupid question. I don't know how to answer this question. I'm going to try to come up with something, but I don't understand. This question is dumb. Need more information. How this double canceling stuff, that's weirdly worded. Can you reword this, please? So that it makes sense for people who, you know, like the people who you think are going to take this test. Could you think in terms of them? And then write the questions that way. The question statements that end in bloody buttholes. Oh my goodness, it's required to have a bloody butthole here. They strongly disagree that you not have a bloody butthole. My anus is bleeding. Yes, for all the people who thought of that. Yes, I kept seeing it and kept hearing it in my head. That's so wonderful. And I had to turn it off because I'm trying to focus on this here. Which is not making any sense. I keep seeing a little cloud. People dancing over here right now. For the love of God, my anus is bleeding! I don't feel the need to have my anus bleeding just to make eye contact with people. Yay! Agree, sure. I don't feel the need to make eye contact with other people if I do not want to. Sure. Whatever that means. I have to force myself to interact with people when I'm in social situations. It depends. Who are the people that... with what people? With what people? Like the people who are in charge of the ride? You don't have to force yourself to interact with them. You're like, hey, it's time to go. I'm going to go out here. I'm going to leave. You can catch up if you want. I picked your pocket. You weren't looking. I'm just letting you know, because when you go outside, your vehicle's not there. And me, whatever level of being able to drive I'm at, you know, you might get pulled over. You might have a ticket. You might have an accident. Or your car might be safely back. Just letting you know. Bye. At least I didn't text you that from the road, because that's illegal. I have to force myself to interact with people. It doesn't say what people. When I'm in social situation, when you get kidnapped by aliens, does that count as a social situation? Because I'm pretty sure you're kind of terrified and not able to really interact. It's not like, hey guys, I would ask what's up, but it's us.
I've seen it. It's not human. Jesus Christ. And the children? Yes, everything. We'll find them. I promise you that. Do you hear me? We will find them. We will find your son.
Because we're up. Because you took me up. We're up. So... I mean, like, is it like one of those eyes wide shut meetings? They kind of force you to interact, you know? If you want to leave here alive, you must give us your blood. Like, don't really want to interact right now. We're not forcing you. It's just we're pointing daggers at you, and, you know, we're summoning demons, so if you could get a move on that. Chop, chop. Literally, chop, chop. Well, slice, slice. That'll be snippy, snippy. Either, you know, you take your pick. Do I get one of those cool robes? No. Come on, how am I participating in a group? And you're not going to treat me like one of the people in the group because you are the sacrifice. Do you kill me? No. So how's that? You people are stupid. I have to force myself to interact with people when I am in social situations. This is not really social. It's a secret society thing. But it's social to you guys, right? So it's a secret social. A secret psychosocial. There's your next song, folks. Secret psychosocial. I am in social situations. I have to force myself to interact with people. There's not a sometimes. Where's the sometimes button? You need a sometimes in a meh? There's not that. I don't fully agree and I don't fully disagree. But it's not neither agree or disagree because I don't fully agree and I don't fully disagree. So it's not neither agree or disagree. It's somewhat agree and somewhat disagree. See what I'm saying? This cancels out both. This is partially both. Well, partially one and partially the other. You need one that's partially both. That's what I said. You need one that's both. You need something that just says both, not neither, not none. None is cool. Don't get me wrong. For the stuff where it's none, then it's none. But for the stuff where it's both, then it's both. You don't have a both. And I can't pick them both real quick because it's going to switch. And I'm not that fast. We'll go with your lack of an option. I've tried to improve my understanding of social skills. No, I haven't. I don't care. By watching other people. No, they get angry at that. Disagree. I mean, yes, you do watch. You can't help but to watch other people, and it improves your social skills. But it's not like you're trying to do that. It just happens to you. You can try sometimes, sure. If you're like, I've never been on a job interview before. Let me see how people do job interviews. So you're trying, and that's a social skill. Getting a job so you can engage in slavery and hate your life. Get paid overwork to not get enough money, and then have benefits that you only need because of the job, which is going to rob you. So sure, that's normal. Since we're calling things normal, that's normal social stuff. But then people look at suicide like it's not normal. Like, come on, man, that's the proper means to those ends. Proper ends to those means. Those meanies. But whatever. I'm just saying. There's things, because... Whatever. I was laughing to myself earlier about how religious church people are not spiritual. Even, well, church people in general are not spiritual. I've tried to improve my understanding of social skills by watching other people. Check this out. If this was a church setting, when you're watching other people in the church, what spiritual practices are they really engaging in? Really. If surrender is what you're calling a spiritual practice, how are you using the spirit? You see what I'm saying? You're not really being spiritual. You're being victimized by a spirit. That's like possessed. Which I guess you could consider being a spiritual thing. But it's not an empowering thing. It's not you actually learning anything with the spirit. It's you getting rid of it. You're blanking out. So you just black out in the white light. That's what that is. I tried to improve my understanding of social skills by watching other people. Sure, yes, everyone has. It's called adulting. It's how you grow and learn things. I monitor my body language. Why do you keep going? These seem like the same questions over and over with different little ending pieces of crap, which are not really specific. They're just as vague and pointless. I monitor my body language and facial expressions so that I appear interested by the person I am interacting with. Sometimes, somewhat agree. Sometimes you don't care, because if you're the one talking, then you just talk how you talk. You're not going to just disfigure your face to make a point. Meanwhile, if they're talking, then you might try and do it to let them know that, yes, I'm still paying attention, and this is the only way that you understand, know that I'm paying attention, because if I just stare at you or look off to the side, and I'm seeing what you're saying, which is me super paying attention to you, I have to not super pay attention to you, halfway pay attention to you, so you think I'm fully paying attention to you. That's dumb. Where were you raised? What robots raised you? You don't understand humanity. Whatever. Sure, somewhat agree. What is blankness? When in social situations. They sure like saying social situations. Why is this all about? This is... Whatever. It's hard to not think of sociopath when everything is socio situations. I'm just saying. If it's a psychological evaluation and you keep bringing up social, then it's like an underscoring thing here. It's like, this is what you're... It's when in social situations, to try to find ways to avoid interacting with others. You don't try to find it, either you're going to do it or you're not. Either that's how you feel, period. You don't have to try that. You just, this is what I feel like, that's what I'm doing. Or, like, you're not go right, excuse me, people, do you know where the holes in the ground are so I can put my head in it? I've been trying to find them all day. I'm having a dreadful time at this. But you people look uninteresting and very interacting or interactive or whatever you want to call it. You look antisocial. So I figured you would know. If you don't understand me, it's because you're completely what I was saying, and I completely understand that. So then you would just turn around and snub me. And then they turn around and snub you, and you're like, these are my people. This is why I came here. I try to find ways to avoid interacting with others. No, not really. If I do it, I'm just going to do it. Sometimes you don't have anything to interact with them about, though. Like, sometimes you just sit there, and you're like, this is fine. And you're just sitting there, and you're waiting to see what's going to happen. If anything actually involves actual you. If what's involved is you at that function, then you can put on that face and play that game. But then that gets boring, and so you're like, I'm just going to be myself over here. And myself has nothing to do with any of this, other than the fact that I might know some of these people.
That's good. Good show. Cheerio. And what do we do when we see rapping? Kill it.
And I might like the sandwiches and some of the food. Or the decor looks nice. And the music is okay. And it's bright in here. And you got nice grass outside. And lovely windows. The architecture of this place is really interesting. And some of your outfits are nice, and some of the artwork on the walls is okay. Whatever. I have reached researched the rules of social interactions to improve my own social skills. I don't own any of my social skills, they're given to me. Because it's an inherited thing. Because it's based on social, it's based on society.
The world keeps growing. You feed it. It doesn't feed you, does it?
But it ain't about how hard you... It's about how hard you can get and keep moving forward.
Well, clean up the dirt. There's just more dirt to clean up tomorrow. Make the beds. They just have to be made tomorrow. Wash the dishes. There's more to wash tomorrow.
How much you can take and keep moving forward.
A couple of drinks, a couple of pills, a little psychoanalysis, and, where are you now, Alex? How much can you take, Alex? How much can you take before you snap?
It's based on everything outside of you. It's not based on anything internal. You have to turn all the internal stuff off to engage with the stuff outside of you.
Pretending to be somebody else? Pretending to be half of what you are? How long can you last like that?
So that's invalid. My own social skill, that's invalid. That's part of that contractual crap where you're pigeonholing people and forcing people to do unnatural things. That there. I have researched the rules of social interactions to improve my own social skills. How do you improve your own social skills? The only way you know that they have improved is if people who you're being social with are approving, and then they would have to not be lying, which most cases they are.
I know who I am! I'm a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude!
In other cases, if they are accepting, since you're expressing social skills, since you're employing social skills, since you're exhibiting and expressing social skills, which is not your regular behavior, then what they're agreeing to is a lie. So then it's double wrong. So either they're loving the lie, or you're giving them a lie to love. You're trying to exist in a lie, and then you either accept it by the lie or some stupid crap. This is dumb. I have researched, and then I'm going to look up the rules for how to lie to people. No, who does that? You just learn it naturally because you see everyone's liars and crap. So, what? This is kind of dumb. Like when people with when people are mean to people with, what do you call it? Like social disorders. Like if you're antisocial, right? People would be mean to you and be like, you don't have a soul. It's like, but you're the most soulless one here. But if I point that out, then I'm wrong. Meanwhile, you just pointed it out. And you were wrong. But then you're supposed to be right for saying that, and I'm not supposed to just stab you in the eye, which would prove you right. But it would make me wrong twice, when I'm not wrong at all in either one of those, based on what you just did. That's ridiculous. That's stupid. I have researched the rules of social interactions to improve my own skills. Just saying this, being social is a skill, proves that it's not natural. You can have talents, those are natural. Skills are things you learn, like how to use tools. So social skills that's unnatural, which means most of the engagement in society is unnatural. See what I'm saying? No, nobody cares because it doesn't make money. Well, it does make money here because they give you drugs. So I guess they would. The people who give you drugs would understand that and monetize that and drugify that, if that's the thing. Somewhat disagree. I don't look up the stuff. You know, it just comes about naturally. If you mean I watch videos or something like on some of the stuff because it's interesting, it's not like you're researching it. Yeah, I'm not gonna write a paper. A lot of stuff you don't, think like, let me try that. You just like, well, I wonder what happened there. There you go. So then you see that, oh yeah, that might explain it. Okay, I'm gonna keep going back to doing exactly what I'm doing before because that's me naturally. I'm not gonna change anything. I'm not gonna improve my own social skills based on someone else's stuff. In an unnatural environment, doing unnatural things. That doesn't improve anything, other than the lie. Which everyone likes anyway, so maybe it's worth it to improve the lie. I'm always aware of the impression I make on other people. Other than, hey, he's still alive. The impression, no. You're never aware of the impression you make on other people, because people could be laughing like, this idiot, You're like, hey, they're laughing. I'm gonna smack this fool. They say one more thing. Neither agree, disagree. I'm not in their head. I'm not Doctor Strange. I'm not gonna read their brains. Because he was a surgeon, wasn't he? I'm pretty sure he could do a brain scan and figure out what's wrong with people.